Welcome to the A.L.E. Project, ladies and gentlemen. I am attorney Melissa Miller of the Miller Law Firm, PA, and I'm here to talk about art, law, and entertainment. So what are we talking about today? The Britney Spears conservatorship. And I know this is one many of our viewers have been waiting for. Y'all have been asking about, you've requested it. But folks, and I do apologize for taking a long time to release this one, but it's one of the toughest that I've had to write. So again, apologies for the delay. So when I initially thought about doing a segment on the conservatorship, I had all sorts of catchphrases in my mind. I mean, how often is it that you have a judge by the name of Penny, Judge Penny, and an attorney by the name of Wallet, I believe it's Andrew Wallet, on a matter involving a superstar's money. But the more I thought about it, the more sad I became. What is our fascination as Americans? And what does it say about us as Americans that we're fascinated with this case? And here's what I think it comes down to. I think we see aspects of our own families or others' families close to us or loved ones mirrored in the Spears family, or at least some aspects of the Spears family. I mean, who doesn't have a child, a friend, or a close one, or someone we know through someone else who is struggling and is in need of care and who at times may be unable to care for themselves, particularly if we have elderly parents. Who doesn't know that person with such talent who just cannot seem to rise above the malaise and take care of themselves and earn a living? I'll get more to the earning a living in a moment, but I'm sure we all do, and we all sit like glue. My belief is that we all sit like glue in front of our screens to find out really if there is a better way, if the Spears family is going to handle this in a better way than how we or those families we know going through a difficult time are going to handle it. In other words, we look for the answers in our stars. But let me tell you, folks, let us not hold up the Spears family as an example of how to handle a conservatorship, and here is why. And again, I am not a California licensed attorney. I'm not going to be giving legal advice. I'm just going to be giving my observations. And I, again, don't want to get stuck on the legal aspects of the case. Here are my observations. So here's what I can tell you about South Carolina. In South Carolina, we do have conservatorships and guardianships. Guardianships may be appropriate where an adult individual cannot take care of themselves. Conservatorships may be appropriate where an individual cannot manage their finances. In California, they lump both of those things into one. So in California, conservatorships are set up where an individual cannot take care of themselves or their finances. So whereas we have two separate things that would be set up for an allegedly incapacitated individual in South Carolina, depending on whether they are incapacitated, unable to handle their own finances, or both, California has one name for it, and it's called a conservatorship. And this is all public information. You can actually go to the California court's website to get this information. It reads as follows. Quote, a conservatorship is a court case where a judge appoints a responsible person or organization called the conservator to care for another adult called the conservatee who cannot care for himself or herself or manage his or her own finances, end quote. So that's the definition on the the California court's website. And you can Google California courts. This is not hidden information. Now here's the rub. I get appointed to these cases in South Carolina often. And in no case, and this is South Carolina, I can't speak for California, but in South Carolina, I have never seen an individual who can work, let alone make millions of dollars, become a conservatee. Maybe it's different in California. My sources tell me it's not, and I think that's the rub with this case, is it is an anomaly, even in California. The Spears case would certainly be an aberration in South Carolina. You see people who inherit money all the time, but who can't manage their finances, go under a conservatorship. But it's unheard of to have someone who is able to earn like Britney Spears is able to earn, be under a conservatorship as a conservatee. So that's the first interesting aspect of this case. So I'll just let you sit with that. Now, I've watched every video I think I've read every article, almost every article, and watched almost every video related to this case, including the recent documentary Britney versus Spears, and more on that later. But I have yet to have an answer to that question as to why California would put a working, let alone a high-earning individual under a conservatorship in the first place. So that is the first big sticking point with this case, I believe. The second aspect of this case that sticks out to me, we must be missing information. Obviously, we are not able to view the entire court file, and there may be a very legitimate reason why Britney was placed under conservatorship, or at least one would think, right? Or could it be something else? Is this merely a means